because everybody has made a big deal about me going public with something I should not have done. I will own that. I should not have gone public with offers from different companies and situations that should not have been public. My fault. I own, which is why I'm not going to go into further detail as to the processes of said offer and everything around that, but I simply replied to this because it does hurt me a little bit that I don't get to work with my guy at Oladipo. I mean, look at this picture. Look at the dynamic duo. The founding episode of the X Series. This was the first coverage DAZN had on X Series 001. It was me. It was Ade Oladipo outside of Shoot Fighters. KSI in there doing his workout. We were having a blast. Times were better. Take me back. But I just said, unfortunately, egos run this game, brother. If it was up to me, the dynamic duo would return. And I mean that. That is 100% the truth. And yes, part of that is my own ego. I can accept that. And I've tried to make public my wrongdoings and the things that I should not have done. And at least to give you guys a transparency of, hey, I shouldn't have done that. I won't do that in the future, which is why I'm not doing it now. But as I'm about to reveal, there's still some hurt feelings on the other side of the equation, and I thought we had moved on from this. Turns out that's not the case, but I'm just telling the truth here. Egos do run this game, and if it was strictly just up to me, yeah, I would be over there doing that card, because why not? That's a banger of a card, great broadcast, and bring the boys back together, of course. But that's all I really said there. And then to keep things in a more respectful tone, because again, I don't really want to be the main focus of this card. I don't want to be the person that everybody points to and says, look at Wade making it about himself, when it's really should be about the people on the card. Those people would be right. I don't want to do that. And by the way, IFN stirs the pot more than a freaking chef in a busy kitchen on a Friday night. They post a response that Mams had to an individual here. It says, oh yes, please, Mams. Just saying, fuck all that old beef, make this happen. Mams said, Wade is very welcome to watch as a pay-per-view customer. Which, again, I'm not really upset at. Okay, yeah, sure. I knew that answer was coming, because of course not. There have been multiple opportunities to have this thing worked out, and we just can't do it. No big deal. That's fine. And honestly, that's a pretty tame response from Mams Taylor. Not really an escalation of the beef. But when I do go back and I respond to something like this with, you know, the truth, which is what I said here, which is a response to the IFN tweet itself, I think. I just said simply, the event is not about me. It would have been a great moment to be a part of it, but only to build the fights and the fighters there. Unfortunate we can't put egos aside, but it is what it is. I'll be watching regardless. And again, it's just me alluding to the actual reason I'm not over there doing work with them. And again, me getting into further details on that, like is being fiend for on the internet, is not something that I'm at liberty to do. Because again, when I make a mistake, I do not make the same one twice. I'm not trying to name names or go into private comment. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just simply saying that on both sides of this, yes, part of it being my ego, which I am willing to set aside, and I've said that, and the other side of things that, again, does seem to be a little hurt from the entire situation and feel scorned to the point where they would rather let it affect business than potentially grow business together. They have their reasons for that, and they don't need me to be there. And that's okay. But the truth is that egos can't be put aside, and I will still be watching regardless, because I support the card, I support the growth of Misfits, I support Give and Slim.
I bought some more cards, but they haven't come in yet. So yeah, I definitely bought some, but they haven't come in.
And hell, I even support Mams Taylor in doing all of it, because you know what? They don't need me. They need Mams to do his job and do a good job at it and build these cards. So the last thing I want to do is tear them down. That's not what I'm here to do. It's never been what I'm here to do. And again, maybe you guys think this is revisionist history, but that's all I've said from the very beginning. From when this beef started in 2022 over a very innocent, in my opinion, extrapolation from something that wasn't even something I said. It was an extrapolation from what one Jake Paul said about drawing power and this and that. This is all very petty to me and something that, again, never needed to go as far as it has. But here we are. So we're all rolling around in the mud together like a bunch of freaking hogs. And I grew up in the country. I can get money. Because from that comment sparked another response from the horseback riding fiend himself, Mams Taylor, who said, Mams didn't screw Wade, Wade screwed Wade. And I know that Mams Taylor loves wrestling. In fact, Mams Taylor's a mark for pro wrestling, because this is 101 Vince McMahon stuff. Brett screwed Brett, right? The Montreal screw job. Someone even said in here, the Qatar screw job. And